Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Jack with Crichton Chronicles, here with another What's in the Box video, and today we're going to be featuring Paladins of the West Kingdom, worker placement game by Garfield Games. And I don't actually own this, but a friend was kind enough to let me borrow it. We had played it for the first time in ages, the second time playing it, so I wanted to do a first impressions video, but also figured then I might as well do a what's in the box video. So there's a lot going on in this game, but I'm just going to try to run through it, just give you the component look and everything. And if you can tell from the art, it's the Miko's art. I really like his art, and came across him with daily Magic games. I want to say it was the Valeria Card Kingdom was the first time I had seen his art, and I kind of followed along since then when I could. So, but yeah, so let's take a look what's in the box here. Alright, got the rule book. Generally I go through these, but this one's actually pretty thick. It is a more involved game. This is just a look at the boards, and this is the player board. And yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, just doing a little game overview here, setup. Gives you one good thing is that, you know, the typing is a bit bigger, and they do give a lot of pictures and examples, which is really nice because, like I said, it's a more involved game, so it's not really hard per se, but yeah. So just go through it. These are some of the actions you can take: commission, fortify, garrison, absolve, convert. You can attack. Yeah. And you got taxes, and so I'm just kind of running through this real quick. You got other stuff, so the layout's really nice. Finally, page 24, endgame scoring, to give you an idea there. Again, what a player's board might look like at the end of the game. It's interesting, like I said. So yeah, and then there's solo play, which I have not done, and I don't know if my friend is either. We're not super huge in the solo playing, but yeah. So just do a quick run through a solo play, and then you got a quick reference, so gives you a little bit of idea what's going on there. And yeah, so set that aside and look at some of the bits. We got some nice wooden workers here. You got like scouts, merchants, clerics, laborer, fighters, I think, and purples are the criminals. So yeah, really nice quality. Get a big bag full of them. So set that over here. This is gonna maybe get messy. There's some more wooden bits. I don't know. This is actually, he's got them split up, so like there's it goes up to 4 players, so we've got them split up here into each player, but I'll give a few out here. So got like workshops and monks, and got jars. You got your markers here, which are your attributes. They're like little flags. And this is strength, and then the blue is influence, and black is faith. So yeah, each player will get a pile of these, and you'll put them out on your board. And yeah, we'll just skip through these then. Obviously, other players' bundles. Here, I do not know if this came with this, or I'm assuming this is upgraded metal. I don't think it came originally. It's probably cardboard, but it's got the nice metal coin upgrade, and so you'll use that for the money and tax. But yeah, so probably get about the same amount, but I'm assuming instead of metal, you'd get cardboard. So I should have asked him before that, but I'm just going to assume. And here you got provision tokens, and this is probably what the money would generally be, the silver. So yeah, they're good, thick and nice. So Get a bunch of those. Trying to go semi-fast, but first player marker token. So, and then there's like a ton of cards. Cards and boards. Might as well do the cards first, maybe. I don't know. What do we got here? So here we've got people that you can recruit. Let's see, what are they? Villagers, townsfolks, and then outsiders. So townsfolk, you can. Ooh, can you see? There we go. So yeah, each one will have an ability. If you cancel them out, you get some items like a labor and a provision. If you recruit them during an inquisition, I think if you have 2 or more suspicion, you'll get 2 provisions. So they could be like a constant ability if you actually have them. So there's a handful of these. They're all different. Whenever you build a wall or fortify whatnot, you get a coin. Some have an instant ability as soon as you get them. So this one is you can cancel out a suspicion card, and I'm not obviously going to explain the game too much, but so I just wanted to give a little rundown of the cards. That glare though, hopefully it's not too bad, guys. Apologize. So then you got the outsiders. Right? Wait, who are these? Oh, there's more. Oh, he got them mixed up. Okay. So these are just more. Man, there's a ton of these. So, yeah. You'll have a bunch of these out. I know I'm looking at the second screen. I just want to make sure they're not too whatever. So, just going to run through. Sorry, there's a ton to go through. But the cards are really good stock, and I'm assuming the linen finish there. But really good quality. Here we got the outsiders. These are individuals that you can fight or convert. So if you fight them, I believe you get these rewards, and if you convert them, then you can get the instant reward. And then at the end of the game, a lot of times they'll have like this is 2 victory points per. Maybe that's 2 monks, since it's a convert thing, but or 1 victory point for every debt that's been paid. So yeah. Ooh, yeah. So here's a bunch of these. Again, I'm just going to look over. Pause. Hopefully these are coming through. Marauder. So yeah, there's some interesting things you can get fighting them, and they each have a certain type of character they are. And those play a part, like down here. For each of that type that you've gained 1 for each type of that individual outsider you've eliminated or fought. So stuff like that. There's a ton of different ways to like score points in this game. But yeah, the art's really sweet. So I love the art. Mercenary, this was the guy that I used a lot. A few mercenaries. Scored me big. Not enough to win. Because, yeah. Jeez. Alright. Gotta go. What do we got here? I hope I can remember what goes in what. So we've got... Alright. So these are the solo play. Never played solo, so... Yeah. I'm not sure much about it. It must just be taking different actions, it looks like. And it might be the AI. So maybe they just get auto moves. I don't really know. So that's those. And these are the king's orders and favors. So these are the orders. So these will be played on the board. And randomly, there'll only be 3 or 4. We'll check. It's on the board, main boards. But the first one will award you like 4 victory points at the end of the game if you fulfill it. I think this is like if you fought and defeated 5 outsiders or attacked 5 times. This is if you've done the absolve or the jars 5 times and placing monks 5 times. So it's random each game. So yeah. And then these are the king's favor. And so like throughout the game, you'll have a handful of these randomly out there as well. You'll reveal them, and it gives you an additional action that you can take. Some take any kind, and some will take specific, like scout or a merchant, and generally they're cheaper than what's on the board for options. So it helps give a little variety to actions that you can take, but also, yeah, a lot more AP analysis paralysis sometimes. So yeah, that's those. And let's see. Most of these. Oh, okay, got it. Try to keep these so I can kind of remember where they went. All right, so these are debt cards. It's just if a certain criteria is met in the game, you'll sometimes have to get a debt, or you can get a debt for an action to get some characters. But different ways you can get them, and they're worth -3 victory points at the end of the game. But if you can repay them and pay it off, it's a victory point. So they're all the same. There's nothing different or special about any of them individually. Then you got suspicion token or cards. These you collect when you take a criminal. Whenever you take a criminal, you get a suspicion, and that means you'll be taking this card. But sometimes you'll get awarded some tax, some money, silver from the tax pool, which is random depending on how many players. There's different amount of silver in there, but if you get too many of these, and if there's an Inquisition, once the tax runs out in that pool, and there's different ways, even some of the characters, some of the travelers or whatever, the villager-like people that you can recruit can do stuff, and yeah, so there's just different ways to pull stuff out of the tax, and once that is, it triggers Inquisition, and if you have the most of these, then you get a debt. So that's one of the main ways you'll get a debt through the game. So yeah, but criminals are wild, which is why they're popular, and yeah, so. And then we've got, these are the fortifications and tavern cards, so let me get those out real quick. So these are the walls for fortifying, and when you build the wall, you'll get this reward. So a lot of different variety of different things that you can get, and it's all, again, random, so you never know what you're gonna get. But some examples of that. And the tavern is during your turn after you play your paladins, which is obviously there. Paladin cards, each player will pick one of these that are out there. Again, they're randomly out there from the deck, and if you pick this, you get those workers for your turn. So and even when there is the purple in here, the criminal, when you pick this and take the guys, you will take suspicion cards. Whenever you take a criminal, you have to take a suspicion card, which again might get you debt down the road. But it's tempting and hard to resist when they are wild and they can fill in spots, because certain spots need certain types of workers to fulfill that action. So, but yeah, and so there's just a variety of those. And then the paladin cards. Man, I thought I was going to go faster. Sorry. Not happening, I guess. It's just hard to not try to explain a little bit. So these should be simple. Are these just the... Oh, these are promos. So we must have had... Wait. Are these promos? Yeah, these are promos. So I don't even know if we played with those. But anyway. And there's some promo paladins, so they might be mixed in here too. So... Oh yeah, right here. So these are promos, but generally these are all the different paladins, and you'll play one per turn. And yeah, the mechanics of doing that I'll probably explain in the first impressions, but yeah, each one will have, when you play or choose a paladin you're going to play, you're going to get those workers. You'll get a little boost to your attributes, because you need your attributes at certain levels to be able to do certain actions as well. On top of needing certain workers types. But And then they have like a special ability, like commissioning costs no provisions. Generally, it would obviously cost something there. Or absolving costs no silver. So they give little abilities and stuff like that. So, and everybody will have the same amount and the same exact paladins. The only difference is the background, because they have their own like individuals for each player or whatever. Although it's really hard to kind of tell because of the paladins kind of covering the background a lot of times. But yeah, so anyway, that's the paladin cards. And then the boards. And there are a handful of boards. So I'm just going to show off these a little bit. So this is one of the main boards. Man, I'm trying to think. I don't even know. Down here, I think this is where the outsiders are, and then you can either convert or attack, and these are the attribute requirements to engage each card in each one, and throughout the game they'll slide down. And then this is suspicion cards come up here, whatever. So, and this is when you is this when you commission? I don't exactly know, but you'll put your monks up here, I believe is what goes up here. And so yeah, when you place something up here, the monks or what have you, you can take the action, and there's a ton of iconography. So, but like this is, pay off a debt. This is you get, a blue worker, you get a merchant, stuff like that. So just ways to increase your stock on workers or gold or silver and, stuff like that. So that's one of the player boards. This is the King's Favor and Orders player board. So the King Orders, so you'll have 3. So this is what I was talking about. So if you fulfill this one, whatever one ends up being here, you get 4, 6, 8 accordingly. So you can get a lot of points if you can do all the King Orders, whichever ones they are, but it can be rough. I think I only focused on 1. I don't even know if I got 2, but maybe you could do all 3. I don't know. And then the King's Favors come out here eventually on round 3. It starts, and then these will flip up, and those are those other actions that you can take throughout the game. And yeah, so instead your board just provides more actions for you to do. And let's see, what was up here on the top? I think fortifications. I think this is where the travelers are. I can't think of what I just called them, but these dudes, they'll come out, and you can either cancel them out and get this reward, or you can hire them, but you got to pay the amount. There's a payment amount for converting too, but so yeah. And then technically, I suppose I just have to show off one of these because these are the player boards, and they're kind of huge. This game comes in a small box, but it takes up a ton of real estate, ton of table space. So this is, if I can even get it all in the picture, pretty much your player board. So this is where your attributes will go up. There's the faith, which is black, influence is blue, and then strength is red, and these will go up. And this will determine how high up on the attribute is. To say, let's say you wanted to fortify for the second time, it's going to cost, you have to have at least 1 influence, and you got to pay a provision. But eventually, it cranks up. You need 7 for the 5th one and 2 provisions. So eventually you'll be building these up. These are all the actions you can take. You got develop. Develop's kind of a big one because develop, you can take workshops or some such from here, buildings, and ship them over. And if you get it over here, you can place, you see those lines that are dotted around it, you can cover those up, so it makes the cost of these 6, there's about 6 here and 6 over here actions that you can take, and then you can eventually fill these in by developing on the other side over here and moving them over. And then if you put it here, you don't need a scout anymore, you just need one of any, and then the cleric. So it's pretty big in the game. So yeah, it's important for that. But yeah, these are all the different kinds of actions you can take, the cost to take each action. This is all the cost, for even taking this, but then you also need to, have certain criteria met to do that. as well on top of the payments. So, and everybody will have the same board. It is double-sided, and I already forgot. I don't know what the diff is, to be honest. Maybe this is solo. I don't know. So yeah, it's a whole different setup. So I don't really know. So anyway, yeah, might as well take a look at that because I haven't actually like looked at that. So, but there you go. And yeah, I apologize, but this was a long video. I was gonna go through it fast, but that's everything inside Paladins of the West Kingdom. Now I get to try to remember where all the bags go, what cards go into what bags, and fit it all in here because it was already kind of overfull. And I think there's an expansion, which I can't imagine, it's not going to fit in this box, so I don't know. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for taking the time to check out the video. Sorry, it was actually a long one, so we're 20 minutes. And I don't edit, so, oh well. It is what it is. And yeah, but, so, until next time, take care.